In this video, Teacher T orders, fits and reviews the Hagon aftermarket shocks for the Meteor 650. They come at standard length or lowering, and there are 6 choices. How do they fit? How do we get on? Stay tuned and find out. First of all, I'd like to point out that this is a non-sponsored video. I've purchased these aftermarket shocks with my own money. And I decided to order them from Hitchcock's Motorcycles in England, and I also decided to order the 290mm shorter than standard pair in black. I will put a link in the description to this page. They do look good, right? They do actually look good, and they seem well built. So we can adjust the preload, and we can adjust the recoil, and it's got progressive recoil with different springs here, unlike the originals. So I am hoping that this will be better suspension for my Royal Enfield Meteor 650, and it does come with its adjusting tools here as well. It wasn't cheap, I paid for it myself. It's not a sponsored video. Let's get these back to Thailand any day soon and see if they cope. Hagon, made in England. And little did I know that I would get a small caution from customs for not pre-registering these shock absorbers in my suitcase. Who knew? Well, here we are. Teacher T is back from England, and it's time to open up the garage and introduce my Super Meteor 650 to Hagon. I'm a bit worried because the bikes have been left for a month now without being started, so the first thing we're going to do is open up the garage and see if the bikes actually start. I do hope everything's okay. I really do hope. Moment of truth for the Super Meteor 650. It's been stood for 1 month, not been started at all. Oh, we've got battery, that's good. Everything's come on, everything's looking normal. Is she going to start? Fingers crossed. Teacher T is very impressed, very impressed. I know some people have bikes that they can leave for 1 week without starting and they won't start, the batteries go flat. And here I am with my aftermarket USB and a camera fitted, and it's all been left on, connected that is, and it hasn't drained the battery at all. So very pleased, very pleased. And then there is my nearly 40-year-old Honda Steed, Honda VLX. Yeah, it's saying that I've got battery, but not enough to turn it over. So see the difference between a vintage bike and a modern bike. Well done, Royal Enfield, well done. So I'm just going to move the old bike out of the way to give me a bit of room to fit the shocks. Right, and that's one issue I have, is it's a little bit high for me, this bike, because of the thickness of the seat. The seat is very wide, right, so you can't get your legs straight down. So even though the shotgun is a lot taller bike, my feet position is about the same on tiptoes. So just position the bike and get a bit more room to work on it. that is going to be one problem I'm going to face in the future, because I'm lowering the bike. The center stand is not going to work as efficiently, maybe not work at all. So there we go, we've made a bit of room to work on the bike. I do like this saddlebag, it's very useful. Helps me to go to school and back every day. So here we go, just undo the straps. Done, as simple as that. And that's just fitted with my plastic bar that I made on a previous video, right? If you want to see that, I'll put a link in the description, how to make a saddlebag fixture. So here they are, my Hagons, and we're going to fit them right here. Let's have a look. I get a nice little key ring as well. Royal Enfield, look at that, very nice, thank you. And here they are. Here they are. Progressively different springs. This is what I'm hoping is going to help. Still looks like I've got the same amount of travel as the originals, even though they're shorter springs. So it's looking good, it is looking good. There we go. 20 millimeters shorter. 20 millimeters shorter, which will lower the back mudguard also, and hopefully give me a better footing on the bike. So I'm really looking forward to fitting these. I just am fingers crossed that they do a better job than these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 coils. It looks like the same amount of travel, actually, possibly more. Actually, it does look like more. So yeah, let's get these fitted and I'll tell you how they go. I have decided to make a separate fitting video because it did go on a little bit long. The whole process only takes about 10 minutes though, but I decided to add that in the next few days, so keep your eyes open for that video. And when I weighed the separate units, the Hagons actually came out as 1 kilogram lighter as a pair, which can't be a bad thing really, taking 1 kilogram off a Super Meteor 650. And there we go, side by side. The diameter is the same for the fittings, and I haven't adjusted these. I'm going to put them on as they come out and have to play with the adjustments afterwards, I suppose. But they do say in the box they're adjusted for people up to 100 kilograms, which is me. I'm 80 kilograms. So as you can see on the new shock, the rubber damper is halfway up and down the slide, whereas on the original I'm up the top, I'm up at maximum, because I know I have bottomed out the suspension many times, so I've pushed that rubber up. So I'm going to leave this in the middle just to see how far it gets pushed up with these shocks. So doesn't that look different with the suspension removed? But we're going to put these on. I'm just going to use this to center the hole again. And there we go, 2 birds with 1 stone. Hopefully better suspension, and my bike is lowered. One is done, it's in. Woohoo! Let's try these babies out. So I'm just going to go up and down the bumpy lane outside of my house, where I filmed many videos about the suspension for the Meteor 650 and Meteor 350. Now, doesn't that feel better? Doesn't that feel better?
Today I'm going on a long ride north to an event, a Harley Davidson event. Hopefully I'll get to test drive a Harley Davidson and compare the Meteor with the Harley Davidson. So it's going to be an hour's ride. Definitely put this suspension to the test, and then I can give you some good, honest feedback. Well, I've been driving the bike at 100 kilometers per hour today, and I'm pleased to say, even though the rubbers have been pushed up quite far, they haven't bottomed out. I have been driving on medium roads, so in a minute I'm going to drive on heavy roads.
And here I am purposely picking out the potholes, which I would normally avoid like the plague. The rubbers did reach the top of the suspension units this time, but I never actually felt them bottom out.
Okay, I'm going to trial setting 2. There. So I'm just going to reset the rubbers again, just out of interest's sake. I'm just going to reset these with the tool. Not that it's designed for that, but it does do the job nicely. I'm just going to push these rubbers down and see how far they travel up on setting 2. I don't think I need it. Setting 2 is for pillion, and setting 3 is for pillion with luggage. But we'll just try it and see how it goes. But I'm so happy with these shocks, absolutely so happy. It's now the bike that I wanted in the first place. Royal Enfield, my advice to you is have a talk with Hagon as well as show her. Front forks are okay, but the rear shocks were not, and these prove it. They're so much better, so much better. So we're now on setting 2. I know that this is quite a bad road actually, and I'm going to pick all the potholes as well and to see if I bottom out the rubbers on setting 2. I somehow think I won't, and then we'll just test the comfort at the same time.
On my previous videos, I've never had a kind word to say about the original shocks for the Super Meteor 650, and now I know I was correct to say so.
So 150 kilometers today on the new shocks, and what can I say, what an improvement. Pretty much night and day. Home sweet home, looking at my shocks at setting 2, I haven't bottomed out at all, and I've picked the gnarliest bumpy road that I could find, which would normally cripple me on the old shocks, and here it's been fine, absolutely fine. But I'm pretty much inclined to go back to setting 1 because this felt so much softer the whole of the journey. Setting 1 is up to 100 kilograms. I am 80 kilograms, but today I was carrying a backpack, so I'm pretty much close to that 100. And it did reach the top limit at setting 1, but I never felt it bottom out. So it must have been just at its limit, where this was a little bit firmer, but still so much better than the original shocks. In fact, today I've been traveling at 120 kph. I never normally go that fast on this bike because of the comfort issue. Now solved. So I don't know if you can see that the bike is lower. It is lower. It does look lower to me. Some people said it might affect the handling and the geometry of the bike. I haven't felt any difference. I'm not a sports bike rider. I know you're supposed to have it higher at the back for cornering, etc. But I've cornered quite hard today and I haven't noticed any difference. And the best thing of all is, for the first time ever, I can flat foot the bike on both sides. I've never been able to do that before. so I'm much more confident in the bike also. Such a different bike for me now. I've now got the bike that I've always wanted. I'm very happy. Thank you, Hagon. So the sun's going down, 6 p.m. here in Thailand. I'm still suffering from a bit of jet lag, and tomorrow is school day. That'll be interesting.
In the next few days I will release the fitting video for these shocks, and of course that will be a fitting video for any aftermarket shocks for this bike. Actually, it will be the same procedure, and I will also show you a way of how I overcame the center stand issue, so I can still use my center stand even though I've lowered the bike. As always, it would be very much appreciated if you would like this video, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, and then you won't miss that fitting video. Upcoming videos are going to be a review of the Harley Davidson Nightstar, a review of the Honda CT125, something I was suggested to review after I had a failed review on the Himalayan 450, and this weekend I'm off to RS Tech once again to film a fitting video for the belt drive system for the Meteor 650. There's a lot of you purchased this now, and we thought it would be nice to make a fitting video for you. So until next time, ride safe, and Teacher T will see you in a video soon.